Hi, my name is Carter. For my Genius Hour topic, I will be discussing the best snakes to have as pets. I will also be talking about what they eat, drink, and what cold-blooded means. The reason I picked this topic is because I have a pet corn snake and was wondering what other species made good pets. The first thing I'm going to talk about is a list that I put together about the best snakes to have as pets. For number one, there's the corn snake, for the reasons that they are very gentle, do not get big, and are easy to handle. And number two is the Californian king snake, because it is the most popular subspecies of king snake. Docile and cheap. Most king snakes cost less than $100. Number three is the ball python, for the reasons that they're docile, are reluctant to bite, and are low maintenance or easy to care for. And number four is the rosy boa, because they adjust to captivity well, hardly bite or strike, and enjoy being handled. The last snake on this list is the milk snake in number five. The reason they are in number five is for the fact that they are very docile, do not grow up to be big, and are able to adapt to changes better than most snakes. The next thing I will talk about is what cold-blooded means. The definition of cold-blooded is having a body temperature not internally regulated but approximating that of the environment. Basically, in a short version, cold-blooded means that you are the same temperature of the room you are in. This is why sometimes if you see snakes, they are sunbathing or laying in the sun and warming themselves up. The last thing I'm going to talk about is what they eat. When you are feeding your pet snake, make sure you use tongs to feed them, not your hands. Even if your snake is completely docile, do not use your hands. Next is what they eat. Most snakes start with pinky mice, which are baby mice that don't even have fur yet. As the snakes get bigger, depending on the species, it will start eating normal mice. Then rats, if you have another bigger snake like a ball python. Thank you for listening. That was the end of my Genius Out project.
Hello, my name is Hayden, and today we will be learning about French horn. French horn used to be a hunter's horn that they would play to warn others about battle or commence a battle, and would wrap the horn around their arm. There are a variety of different French horns, including the double horn, also what I play, the single horn, the battle horn, and the piston horn. Some horns come with a detachable belt. Before the Romantic period in music history, it was common to only have two horns in the orchestra. The horn had the smallest mouthpiece in the entire brass section, and its unique funnel shape gives the instrument its unique mellow sound. The horn has the broadest range of notes out of any of the brass instruments. The instrument has a range of about 4 octaves played by a professional level musician. With most of the comparisons written, it is within 3 octaves. In a symphony orchestra, the first and third parts mostly play in the treble clef, second and fourth. Horns play in a combination of treble and bass clef. Unlike other ensembles, the orchestra's horn sections parts are unique, consisting of high horns parts being the first and the third horns, and the low horn parts playing the second and the fourth horns. This orchestra is traditional that dates back to the classical era when it was standard to only use 2 horns in the orchestral music. These 2 horns often played supporting a harmonic role and had distinct roles in their section. The first horn, known as the cor basse, focused on and played in the instrument's lower register, and the third of Beethoven's symphonies, written in 1803. He added a third horn and wrote the part higher than the second horn. While it stayed lower than the first, the traditional is used today in many orchestrations, and the horn section consists of high horns being the first and third, and the low horns being the second and fourth.
Love the French horn. Now, when I was a kid, I loved going to symphony orchestra concerts so that I could look at all the different instruments. But the one that really caught my eye was the shiny, big-belled, crazy-tubed French horn. But the other thing that caught my ear about the French horn was its wonderful, glorious sound, like when I listened to Princess Leia's theme, or the beginning of Star Wars, or the Avengers. Now, I bet you didn't know this, but the first horns weren't even made out of metal at all. In fact, they were made out of animal horns or seashells, like this giant conch shell that I have here from Hawaii. Take a listen to this. Beautiful sound, right? Instruments like that shell and early French horns would have been used as a signaling device. Now, another reason I love the horn is it has such an expansive range. In fact, it has a 4.5 octave range. Take a listen to this. Also, one of the very unique things that the French horn has is a sound called stopped horn. That's where I take my hand in the bell and I close it off completely, and I get a very distinct sound. Now this last one is one of the ones I mentioned earlier that really inspired me to play the French horn. I think you'll recognize it.
Our starting note is the low C, and then we go up the scale. And that's one of our C scales. Another one of our scales is the B flat. And one that we just recently learned is our highest one and the loudest one. It's our F scale.
Who is Olivia Rodrigo and what's her path to success? I'm Lainey, and this topic interested me because most people don't think of how hard all young celebrities work to get where they are today. Who is Olivia Rodrigo? When you turn the radio on and hear Traitor or Good For You, do you ever think who sang this song? When you watch High School Musical, the musical, the series, do you wonder who plays Mimi? Well, that would be Olivia Rodrigo. From singing to acting, you might recognize her or her voice. If you don't, then get ready to learn about this young celebrity with everything from her favorite color to how she got where she is today. When you turn on the TV to go and watch Disney Plus, you might see many things that include Olivia. Some including High School Musical, the series, Bizarre Park, and Driving Home 2. Those are some of the many TV shows, or even some of the many or most important steps to getting where she is today. Being on TV is one of the minor steps to her path to success. From her music career to her awards she has won are some of the most important part of her path to success. From her debut album Sour to her small songs on High School Musical, the series. Some include All I Want, The Rose Song, and Granted. Her debut album, Sour, is the thing that got her where she is today, from her trending songs Good For You, Driver's License, and Deja Vu, to her more heartbreak songs Traitor, Enough For You, and Favorite Crime. From anger to sympathy, including Hope You're Okay, One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, and Jealousy, and finally Grew. All songs are what helped boost Olivia's popularity, making her be nominated for many awards, including Grammys, iHeartRadio Awards, and Woman of the Year. She has many more awards. She has been nominated for various things, from acting to her songwriting to singing. Many of her music videos have been different from others. For example, her music video Brutal was an ad for Apple. Growing up, Olivia had done many things. She grew up in California with both parents. Her mom was a teacher and her dad was a therapist. Growing up, Olivia often got called a teacher's pet due to her being a good student and her mom being a teacher. At 6, she started taking acting and singing lessons. By age 12, she got the main role of Grace in the American Girl doll series. By 13, she got a role in a Disney show called Bizarre Park. At the time, Olivia had been on an Old Navy commercial. Olivia stated in Vogue magazine she had been writing breakup songs before she even held a boy's hand. On Instagram, Olivia posted a video of her singing a song she wrote when she was younger called The Bells. Growing up, Olivia listened to Taylor Swift. Her first song she ever listened to by Taylor was Picture to Burn. Click the link below to listen to clips of her song. Video made by me. Disclaimer, lyrics are different from the ones in the video. These are the clean versions.
So disappointed, cause who am I if not exploited? I'm so sick of 17 lies, yeah, I played dumb, but I always got my driver's license last week, just like we all. I'm the love of your life until I make you mad. But you broke much more than that. Like you loved me and think of me fondly when your hands are on her. I kinda wanna throw my phone across the room, cause all I see are girls too good to be true. It's bittersweet to think about the damage that we do, cause I was going down and he's perfect on paper, but he's lying to my...
July 2021, you might have heard of Olivia going to the White House. That was when Joe Biden himself invited Olivia to encourage young people to get vaccinated. They took many photos that day, and Biden gave Olivia a pair of sunglasses that she still has today. Back in May 2021, Olivia had her own type of Sour Patch Kids. They were grape flavored and included a photo of her on the box. Many Sour Patch stores had lines out the door and sold tons of boxes. Soon in March 2022, Olivia would get her own documentary on Disney+. It's called Driving Home to You. It's about Sour and the making behind it. Late November into early December 2021, Olivia collaborated with a phone case brand called Caseify. There were 8 case designs you could choose from. Back in May 2021, she had her own car wash to celebrate Sour. Fans would go through the car wash and at the end get a gift, and they got to meet Olivia herself. Many people began to notice her songs more and more soon after that. Today, Sour has about 16.9 billion streams, and her songs have reached top 10 on the billboards by less than a month of them being out. Her hit Driver's License stayed at #1 for weeks. Many of her songs have stayed on the billboards for weeks up to months. I hope you enjoyed. Now I have a treat for everyone.
Thank you, lady!
Hi, my name is Sam.
And my name's Trevor. Our driving question is how memes originated over the years.
This has interested us because we've seen memes and we didn't know what they meant. The top 5 viewed memes of 2022. Number 1, Lolcats.
Number 2, Squinty Fry.
Number 3, Success King.
Number 4, the most interesting man.
And number 5, Grumpy Cat.
Who was the founder of memes? The founder of the first ever meme was Richard Dawkins.
How do you make a meme?
This will show you how.
How to make a meme. Memes are becoming increasingly popular, and there are many questions about how to actually make one. It's quickmeme.com, QUICKMEME.com. Once you're on the home page, click on Make a Meme. And here you have the option of taking existing memes, or you can create your own. So just for this example, we're going to take the Bad Luck Brian meme, and in here you can put in whatever you want, add a few extra characters. You'll see that it actually updates it automatically, and then you have on the bottom as well, you can play around with the size as well as the type of text that you want to show. There's some comic text, and once you're ready with your meme, you can also decide if you want this to be publicly listed or not.
Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something about memes today.
We're gonna give prizes to the top 3 winners. Good job, Hunter. Good job, Hunter. There you go. Good job, Guy. Good job. Here, Guy. You can have these. Good job. Miranda, you can have this one.
Hello, my name is Merrick and I'm going to tell you what it's like to be a Marine. My driving question is what it's like to be a Marine. And what interested me is because I've always wanted to be a Marine because I love the Army and I love history. First, every Marine, unless you go to college, you'll go through boot camp. It's 13 weeks. You'll go through various tasks. In that time period, you'd be learning marksmanship, history, physical fitness. End it with a 54-hour training, which will push you to your limits, 8 hours of sleep only, and 1 meal a day, which contains about 2,000 calories. Or you could just go to college and spend 4 years there, and when you enlist, you'd become an officer, which is pretty high up in the ranks. Fun facts, actually, Captain Samuel was the first ever Marine. And then I also have to tell you who was the first killed Marine was Megan McClung. Marines used to be used to fight off British Army from 1775 to the present day. Marines have never surrendered or lost a battle. And to me, they are what I think is that they're the hardest working branch. And date back to World War I, there was one battle when they were going against a bunch of Germans, and they were wearing gas masks on the top of a hill, and that's how they got the nickname of the Devil Dogs. Never disrespect a Marine by saying, "Are you an ex-Marine?" Because the saying is, once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. The official song for the Marines is Marines Hymn.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of the United States Marine. Our flag.
With a total of 600,000 Marines and serving in World War II. They hijacked cargo. So you're also in the Marines, you're called a grunt. 24,511 Marines killed and 68,208 Marines that got injured in World War II. Marines carry $14,000 worth of equipment when you go to battle. The Mamulik sword is the traditional weapon and the most proper sword when you wear a Marines officer uniform. Which to me, I think it's the prettiest sword because it's really well designed, and actually they spin on the Marines' birthday, which is November 10th, they get a huge cake about from right here to right here, and they cut it with that sword. And with that, they turn 246 years old this year. I'm going to show you this video of what the confidence course is, also known as Slide for Life, and it's the hardest one, definitely for tall people. If you want to be in the Marines, do not do that one.
The signature obstacles on the confidence course is the Slide for Life. Recruits must slide all the way down a 90-foot-long rope, stretched out diagonally. At its highest point, the rope is suspended 25 feet over a small pond. They start their descent in a prone position, but their journey is interrupted by a drill instructor who orders the recruit to roll over.
So I'm just about to tell you a bunch of facts. Marine's favorite plane is the A-10. It's a close air support. It's got a Gatling gun, which no other plane can handle. It's got a full titanium body, therefore making it able to land on any ground. And there's such thing as a Warrior Games, and that's where all the branches of the military go head-to-head in many tasks. Marines have lost only once after losing to the Army. And of course, on D-Day, the Marines' job was to clear out ocean mines that the Germans in the Axis have placed. That'd be the end of this presentation. Thank you everyone for listening, to me.
Hello, my name is Arian, and I will be teaching you about the history of tables. I got interested into this idea because I wanted to know what the history of tables was. I have a video showing the history of dining tables. From the video, you can also see what tables looked like back when George Washington was alive. The first dining table was made in 2500 BC, and the ancient Egyptians made it, which made a domino effect around the world and expanded tables all around the world. I conclude this. I hope you learned something like me.
Very good.
My Genius Hour driving question is, what is asthma, can it be treated, and when were the first cases? What is asthma? Asthma is a condition in which your airways become narrow and swell. Can asthma be cured? No, as of now it cannot be cured, but can be suppressed with the use of an inhaler, nebulizer, or daily medication such as Qvar and Montelukast. Then there is metered dose inhalers and dry powder inhalers. And this is what a normal inhaler looks like. And to use it, you just take off the cap and press the button, and then hold your breath for 10 seconds after inhaling, and then you do it a second time for 10 seconds. How many people have asthma? 25 million people in the United States of America have asthma. 300 million people worldwide have asthma. What triggers asthma flare-ups? It can be triggered by a lot of things like dust, cold air and dry air, pollen, and a bunch of airborne particles. When were the first cases? The first cases ever recorded were in China 2600 BC. How does asthma affect my daily life? You can't run long distances without having flare-ups, lots of allergies, nighttime coughing, but even though many of us live with asthma, we can overcome the challenges. Now let's watch this video.
Asthma is a chronic condition that affects the airways in the lungs. The airways are tubes that carry air down deep into the lung. When you have asthma, the walls of your airways become inflamed. This makes the airways sensitive. The airways react strongly to certain irritating things that you breathe in. This reaction makes the airway muscles tighten, and much less air flows to the lungs, making it harder to breathe. Cells in the airways may also make more mucus than normal. People with asthma may experience wheezing, coughing, shortness of breath, and chest tightness. They may also wake up at night coughing and short of breath. When the symptoms get worse, that's called an asthma attack. Asthma affects people of all ages, but it most often starts in childhood. In the United States, about 25 million people have asthma. That's 1 in 13 Americans, and 6.2 million of those people are children. Asthma is a long-term disease that can't be cured, but it can be controlled.
I hope you all enjoyed learning some new information, and my presentation is done.
Hello, my name is Carrington, and my driving question is, can I make the same ice cream using 3 different methods? I chose this topic because 1, I really love ice cream, and 2, I wanted to dive deep into the history about it and see if I can make it myself. We all know that ice cream is America's top rated dessert. But have any of us ever thought about if you made ice cream differently for each time you made it? Today I'll be showing how to make the same ice cream using 3 different methods. Now let's watch some history about ice cream.
Rome. Like in China, ice desserts were considered a luxury to the Romans. Stories claim that the Roman Emperor Nero would have snow collected from mountains and mixed with nectar, fruit pulp, and honey. Fast forward over 1,000 years, past the Dark Ages, the Crusades, and all sorts of other weird stuff, to the 1630s, during the reign of King Charles I of England. Unconfirmed stories say that he was so impressed by the frozen snow that he gave his ice cream maker a life salary to keep the recipe a royal secret. The earliest known English ice cream recipes are from a cookbook published in 1718. Quaker colonists from England introduced their own ice cream recipes to the United States. Ben Franklin, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson were all known to love ice cream. Records show that George Washington spent about $200 just on ice cream in the summer of 1790. That's about $5,000 in today's money. So, who invented ice cream? Well, your guess is as good as mine. In reality, ice cream, like all the best recipes, evolved over time by people who made it over and over again until they landed on the absolute perfect treat. And now you know that no one person invented ice cream.
Some more history about ice cream is that a guy named Dr. Filippo Baldini created the all-time American ice cream, chocolate. It also takes about 12 pounds to make 1 gallon of ice cream. Another thing about ice cream that you probably didn't know about is that it takes around 50 licks for an average person to finish 1 scoop. Wow. The ingredients for the bag ice cream method is 1 cup half and half, 2 tablespoons granulated sugar, 1/2 tablespoon pure vanilla extract, 3 cups of ice, 1/3 tablespoon kosher salt, and any toppings of your choice. Can I have a volunteer? No worries. Okay. So what you want to do is, here's your bag. It has sugar on it. Okay. Here's your bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 cup half and half in that bag. Do you want me to hold this open? So put 2 of those in there. So this is going to be half a tablespoon. So the vanilla extract is right here. Squeeze it. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze all the air out of this and tighten it. Okay, now you're going to put that in this bag right here. And you're going to add all of this ice inside. Like, do you want me to just use this? Or do you just want that? Do you want me to open it? Okay. Okay, now you're going to put 1/3 tablespoons kosher salt. So this is a kosher salt. So it's 1 of this, so I'll just pour it in there. Doesn't really matter, honestly. There you go. Now you're going to zip it up, all the air out. And you're going to shake it over there for 5 minutes.
Over there? In the back?
Yes.
Great presentation. Hello, my name is Mackenzie, and my driving question is, what is a chinchilla and how do you take care of one? I decided to learn about a chinchilla because I have one as a pet. The first chinchillas were brought to the U.S. in 1923 by Matthias Chapman. Today, I will be discussing what a chinchilla is and how you take care of one. A chinchilla is a rodent and a mammal. They come from the class Mammalia and the family Chinchillidae. A close relative in the Chinchillidae family is the Vizcacha. The name chinchilla comes from the Amerindian words meaning strong, silent little one. The chinchilla is an endangered animal due to illegal hunting and wildlife trading. There are two known types of chinchillas, the long-tailed chinchilla and the short-tailed chinchilla, also known as chinchilla angora and chinchilla chinchilla. The short-tailed chinchilla is more commonly used for making fur coats. It could take up to 300 chinchillas to make one full-length fur coat, and with only around 10,000 chinchillas left in the mountains, that's only enough to make 33 fur coats. Luckily, nowadays, chinchillas are being bred more for pets than as for their fur. When you take care of a chinchilla, there are many things you will need for their care. A tall and wide cage, Timothy hay, food pellets, a water bottle, bedding, cooling pad, dust and dust bath. Fun facts about chinchilla. Chinchilla adults are usually 12 inches long. Chinchillas come in many colors. They have 4 toes on each paw. They can jump over 6 foot. They are nocturnal and they can't sweat. They live in colonies called herds. They can't go 12 hours without food or water. They bathe in volcanic ashes. They are herbivores, meaning they only eat plants. They can run up to 15 miles per hour. Fun facts about my chinchilla. Her name is Bonnie. She's 12 years old. Her birthday is March 14th, 2010. Her favorite food is papayas. She's a gray chinchilla. Her nickname is Bon Bon. She likes bananas. She has a brother who lives at my dad's friend's house. Stop buying fur coats and don't be a part of endangering sweet animals like mine. Chinchilla mean? Nathan? Good job. What family is a chinchilla in? Cohen.
Chinchillidae.
What animal is a close relative with a chinchilla? Evie. What year was the first chinchilla brought to the U.S.? Noah.
1923.
Thank you for listening.